Sorry, little one.
覚悟してろよ。行くぜ。
Welcome to Worldbreaker Coo's Reviews. I'm your host, Worldbreaker Coo, and today we're doing the Sentinel Into the Spider-Verse Miles Morales Spider-Man action figure review. I've had this guy for several months now, and I've just not gotten to review him because this is, without a shadow of doubt, one of my favorite figures of the year. It could be my favorite. You'll have to watch out for my top 10 video. But this thing is a work of art, and I love it. Now, I will say one thing before I start this review. My figure has been modded, okay? And when I say modded, it's barely. I bought my neck peg because this was the neck peg that it came with out of box from Figure Fix. I'm sorry. This is the neck peg it came with. I bought a blue one that came with a guy who made it online called Figure Fix. They are longer and they're much better to use because they make his neck look better. Okay, so it's a really great item. It was $12. I think he's out of stock now, but most of you have this figure by now. But this neck peg is a must. This is the old one. I'll just save it just because I bought it. With that said, this is an expensive figure. By the time you're seeing this video, this figures have been out for a while. If you got it from GameStop, it was originally $79. Everywhere else I've seen it anywhere from $125 to $150 for standard price. Now it has only gone up, and it's harder to find. So hopefully there's a re-release down the line, but for those of you who've been watching Into the Spider-Verse, there is a second video. There's a movie coming out that we just saw the trailer. I'm very excited. I'm all for it for the Sentinel figures, and here's why. We'll take a look first at the face here. This face looks amazing. Oh, I love it. The hair, very, very Miles-esque, and I'll bring in some comparisons as well because I have a lot of Miles. But the actual feel of the figure, the texture is amazing. The accessory for the paint is top notch. Look at the hand detail. The only thing I don't like is there's no wristband. And some of the other figures, I think the next Spider-Man is going to actually have wrist rotation and the ability to twist and bend them. This one cannot do that, so that's unfortunate. Let's get his other head on real quick. Mask head, and where'd I put it? Right there. So this is one of the heads. This is a kind of a high head, and I got some dust or something on mine. That's problematic, but I like this head a lot. Look at that. Gives you some attitude, like, you talking to me, huh? You trying to say I can't save the world? I like that. Let's go to the last head. All right, let's get the last head on there. Take this one off and put this one on. And again, that looks really good. What you don't know is how small this used to be without the right neck peg. It was really bad, but luckily for me, I got the peg first. So as soon as I got the new one, I instantly heated it up and put the new neck peg in there, and it's been nice ever since. So I dig that. Let's look at some of the accessories. So you get 3 heads. And a funny story, I had the Mafex pre-ordered first, but once I saw all the issues with the Mafex, you know, how skinny it was, I instantly let it go. I like that. Comes with an assortment of hands, some different open hands, some wall crawling hands, some Hody hands for the foam, Hody hands for the web, some kicks, the mallet, and there's his other clothing accessories. So he's got a lot. But that's not it. He also has this handy dandy stand, which I like a lot, and I'll be using this in a couple of my shots. And he comes with a web piece, which I wish he had more, a cell phone, headsets, and a couple of shoestrings and fists. So yeah, he comes with a lot. He comes with a lot of accessories. I think they killed it on that front. Now I'm going to get this guy dressed up so you can see some other looks with him. Let's go. Before I get him transformed or in his new street clothes, I just wanted to show how nice this web line is. It's very stiff. It's not bendy, so be careful with it. But I like how you can just pose him like in just about anything you can think of. Look at that. Cell phone looks good. His knees bend. Does not feel like I'm going to break anything like some of the other figures I've heard from Mafex. That's very nice. Very nice. Just nice range. Just very, very nice range. I like the butterfly joints. It's smooth as butter as you articulate it. God. And there's so many hands. There's 2 fist hands like this, but only 1 web line. Give us some more web lines. I'm going to have to get the Peter B. Parker because this thing is just too nice not to keep. But look at the detail on that phone. Who's he calling? I don't know. But now I'm going to get transformed. So here is Miles on the stand. And it comes with those shoelaces, 2 pairs of untied shoelaces, which looks great. 2 pairs of tied shoelaces. And it's really just easy to just insert all these little pegs here, take them out, and put other parts in. They do such a good job with that. It's not even funny. I mean, look at that. And the one thing which I'm sure most of you have already heard is that the clothed version is more for action poses than it is. This is a different plastic. You can't really get to a resting pose. Another thing that I've not heard many reviewers talk about is these arms, okay? It does have a problem trying to stay in because they are so stiff and rigid, and it's shallow with this. So you kind of have to work at it, but it still works. I'm very glad to still have this. It's just been a phenomenal, fun thing to play with, and there's so much to it. I just don't know what else to say besides this thing is awesome. The headset does not fit on the normal size head because of the afro and the hair. So, well, not afro, because of the hair. So that's unfortunate, but man, is this thing awesome. I will bring in some other Miles Morales in just so you can kind of see where he stands. And let me get him down and we'll compare. And here's Miles Morales next to a couple of Into the Spider-Verse characters. I didn't put Peter Parker in here because I just don't feel like doing it. I'm sorry. It's just you guys, I'm sure you guys have seen it by now. Okay? Now, with that said, let's take a look at how the Marvel Legend head looks, because you can see how he looks. He is a bit taller. I thought this was more accurate, the color, but it's actually that one. If you look at the movie, through the majority of the movie, it's a darker bluish green, and I thought for the whole time that it was more of the Marvel Legends color until I watched the movie again just the other day with my son. So, kudos to Sentinel, my first Sentinel figure ever, and will not be my last. I'm looking forward to getting that Black Panther armor version. So, yeah, I think he's the better version, and even with his head, he still looks better than the Marvel Legends. Now, mind you, not like leaps and bounds better, because I do like that face sculpt for the Marvel Legends. It's just, this is not how Miles looked. I'm not sure who this kid is. Handsome kid, but that is not how he looked. And this one looks good at certain angles, more like Miles, but I still dig it. I still dig it a lot. So, yeah. And, you know, I hope Sentinel has their height when they make this version of her. She's not super tall compared to him. That was one mistake that I think that Mafex made with their Mafex version of Gwen and Miles. So, don't know why they did that, but it is what it is. Let's take a look at the Marvel Legends. My first Miles Morales. There you go. And you can see they're about roughly the same size. Maybe the Marvel Legends comic book version is just a little bit more taller. And then you got the Carnage-ized Miles, and he is taller. And last but not least, I have my last Miles that I just received, the Gamerverse Miles. He's a lot taller because I think he's like a college kid or college student. So, yeah. Overall, if I had to rate this figure, this Sentinel Miles Morales, I would give it a simple score. A simple score of 10, okay? 10. This is going to be a 10 for me, okay? I know there's some things that they could have done better, but I think with all the accessories and executions, that it warrants a 10 for me. This is quite possibly my favorite figure of the year. So get it if you still can. I know there's a comic shop near me that still has 2, but they're going to cost you about $150. So until next time, peace and miles grease.